Hi, I'm Steve Kometko, and I'd like to welcome you to E's one-hour look at what has to be one of the most anticipated musical events of our time. Barbra Streisand is embarking on her first ever concert tour, and that's why E has come to London, England, to bring you the exclusive inside up-close look at opening night, April 20th at Wembley Arena. Now, we've got a lot to share with you in the next hour, including a candid conversation with Barbra Streisand. We're going to take a look at the monumental accomplishments of her career, and of course, we'll take you on stage opening night. Now, E has dubbed this the tour of the century. But before you accuse us of loading up on the hyperbole, consider this. It was an unprecedented statistic. An estimated 5 million hopeful ticket buyers called in the first hour Streisand's concert tour went on sale. Needless to say, there were immediate sellouts in every city where tickets were available. For Streisand, the public exposure isn't something she's comfortable with.
You know, you get judged every time you walk out there. She's fat, she's thin, she's pretty, she's ugly, she's this, she's that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't like all that.
Still, Barbra was coaxed back into the spotlight on New Year's Eve.
Familiar sights, the sound here.
Streisand's 2 concerts in Las Vegas were the first time the singer had performed for pay since 1966. Over 1 million calls were attempted when the Las Vegas shows were announced, and the event made headlines worldwide. Following the shows, there was speculation about a tour. And on March 22nd, those rumors were confirmed when it was announced that Barbra Streisand would perform a limited concert tour in 6 cities, beginning here in London on April 20th.
Instantly, the minute Barbra Streisand announces a tour, it means big dollars for a number of areas. Most of all, the promoters are going to benefit. Not just monetarily, because Barbra Streisand demands a 7-figure guarantee. So anybody who gets Barbra Streisand in their venue will not necessarily make a huge profit, but they will benefit from what's considered in the music industry as an afterglow. They will gain so much prestige, they will gain so much of an advantage over their competition in the market, that just being associated with a Barbra Streisand show is a major, major plus.
Arguably the world's most popular entertainer, Streisand's singing had been limited to a few benefits over the years, such as this performance in Los Angeles to benefit AIDS Project LA.
What people see as the professional side of me, they don't know the part of me that's very vulnerable or like childlike or scared. Most people, I would think of me as bigger than life, tough, something or other like that, right? Kind of superhuman. So, but I'm lots of things. I would say I am persistent. I know, in other words, things that I think are really important to achieve, I won't give up. And like an actor's performance, if I think there's more to be gotten, I'm going to push them to go there. And they might not like that for the moment, but they appreciate it when it's over. I think it's a matter of being caring. I care about them being the best they can be. So people like to be cared about. Really, deep down, like to be pushed into something they can achieve.
In 1991, Streisand released a 4-CD box set of her career achievements, a release that gave fans and critics a chance to put her musical career in perspective.
It gets people, particularly Barbra Streisand fans, who have, generally speaking, are known to be in the upper demographic or the less active. The younger concert buyers or the younger record buyers are generally your more active concert goers. They're going to go out and buy tickets. What this does when Barbra Streisand goes out on tour is get all these people who might be staying home and watching videos, or might be going to movies, or might be going to plays, or just staying home and reading. What that does is get them out and trying to get tickets and going out and see a concert.
Barbra also took the stage to welcome a new president to office. And now, after these brief shining moments on stage over the years, Barbra's fans got the ultimate surprise, a 6-city concert tour. Am I allowed to hold these?
No.
And these are?
These are?
Tickets Are you going to all 4 shows?
Yeah. These are just 3 tickets for the first show.
How did you manage to get these? They're impossible to get.
Well, it wasn't that impossible. But like she says, nothing's impossible.
Like Barbara says?
Yeah, absolutely.
The tour begins here in London.
We're thoroughly excited, and I think, you know, if you go down to Oxford Street and see the HMV store that hasn't just done a store window for the Streisand tour, but has actually taken the entire front of the building and plastered it with a very special type of a decoration. And you take a look at some of the other shops and the kind of decorations that are out there. If you take a look at the press coverage, I think wherever you look, Barbra Streisand is everywhere today, and that's a function not just of her being in London for the first time performing since she did Funny Girl on the West End. I think it's really a reflection of the event that this is, and unquestionably it is the event of a lifetime.
So, the stage is set for what is truly a moment that millions of Barbra's fans worldwide have been waiting for. We'll show you how they're preparing for the concert here in London, and we'll sit down to talk with Barbra Streisand about her career, her music, and her causes. We'll also take you on stage to Wembley Arena for Barbra's opening night. There's a whole lot of Barbra going on this hour, so stay with us. Welcome back to Barbra Streisand, the tour of the century. I'm Steve Kometko. We're in London, England for opening night of Barbra's first ever world tour. The city's abuzz awaiting that moment when Streisand finally takes the stage. We'll have that moment for you during the course of this hour, as well as a candid conversation with Barbra Streisand. But first, we thought we'd set that stage by looking at and listening to Barbra's musical roots.
She did the best she could as a mother. And in a way, she was protecting me, she thought, you know, by saying, don't go into show business, or you're not pretty enough, or you're not this enough. And it was very, very non-supportive and gave me a lot of complexes. But in a way, she's responsible for my success, because I had to prove to her that I could be something, even if I wasn't conventional looking.
Streisand got her first taste of show business at age 13, cutting her first song, You'll Never Know. It was recently featured on Barbra's Just for the Record boxed set.
I miss you.
Destined to perform, the young Barbra graduated early with honors from Erasmus Hall High School in Brooklyn and moved to Manhattan at age 15. She soon began singing at clubs and getting bit parts off Broadway. It didn't take long for Broadway to embrace Streisand. At 19, she got the part of the lovelorn secretary, Miss Marmelstein, in the musical I Can Get It For You Wholesale. Barbra's debut performance on Broadway earned her a New York Critics Circle Award and won the heart of the musical's leading man, Elliott Gould. Married and divorced 8 years later, the union produced Streisand's only child. Columbia Records signed Barbra after all other major record companies rejected her. Her debut album was a bestseller, earning Streisand 2 Grammys for Best Album and Best Female Vocalist. Streisand's extraordinary musical range has earned her 8 Grammys. 37 of her albums have gone gold, 21 platinum, and 7 have gone multi-platinum. Streisand's recent album, Back to Broadway, debuted at #1.
Careful the wish you make, wishes are children.
Barbra has also taken her act to television. Her first special was on CBS in 1965. It was called My Name is Barbra. It earned 5 Emmy Awards.
I'm 5, I'm a big girl now, I'm 5. I dress myself, I don't need mom to help me anymore. And when I sit in my father's chair, my feet can't reach the floor. See that? I'm 5, I'm a big girl now, I'm 5. I'll bet a dime I can hold my breath for more than half an hour. You're to see me not be afraid whenever I take my shower.
Her first special in color, called appropriately Color Me Barbra, was taped at the Philadelphia Museum of Art and in a studio filled with circus animals.
Have so much in common, it's a phenomenon. We could pool our resources by joining forces from now on.
Streisand spent a busy decade in the 70s working on films, but in the 80s she slowed her workhorse pace, carefully